Hello, I'm A Cat Called Miaw, and this is the Christian cat, and I have to talk very soft in this video because it's actually night time. It's actually the night of the same day I filmed the 10 things I want to do in heaven. I did that earlier just now. And yeah, I suddenly got this idea just now. And also I'm talking softly because it's night time, it's time to wind down. It's 11:20 p.m. Should be sleeping, but it's okay. So yeah, I just got this idea just now. I didn't plan this at all. This whole video is not scripted. I even skipped the intro because I want this to be like a real talk and just like a girl talk kind of video. Looking at my cupboard, my wardrobe, and I was like, Meow, you need to clean your wardrobe. Like, look at this, guys. I took out my whole t-shirt section. This is so messy, guys. Look at this. Like, I have to fold. I mean, some of it is still folded, but I need to make it into a neater pile, and I also have to make some room for new clothes that I bought. I bought so many clothes during quarantine, and there's some still coming to make space for that because there's 12. I think I ordered 12 t-shirts. I'm crazy. I just decided, since we're talking about clothes has a lot to do with body, so why don't I, talk about some body image stuff. I'm on the bed. I should film here more. This is actually a nice place to film. I just have to up the brightness, I think, in editing because it's actually quite dark now. Just chill. It's my bed. Get folding and actually make place for new clothes. I don't know how, but we're gonna do it. So most of you watching this video, I believe you've had some kind of problem with your body image, your face, or whatever it is. You've been insecure about it, and that's a very normal thing. And I think that's very sad that that's a normal thing. It's so sad to, I don't know, maybe ask, if there's 5 girls in a room, maybe 3 of them have an eating disorder. It's just sad that so many, I'm talking about girls, I know boys also go through this, but this is a girl talk kind of video, and I'm a girl, so I'm going to be talking from a girl's perspective and about girls about this. And the thing is, it's so sad that it's normal. Sorry. Ooh, something. It's so sad that it's normal that most of us have had a problem with our body. Too skinny, too fat, maybe even too curvy or too thick or whatever it is. We've all had that kind of problem, and that's just so sad to me. And the thing is, I think most of us, when we went through it or are going through it, right, we think that we are alone with it, and that's not true. I know when I went through it, I thought I was alone. Girl, I thought I was the only one who hated my body this much. I thought I was the only one who couldn't wear whatever I wanted to and stuff like that, but actually you're not alone. The thing is, it must have started from somewhere. It must have started from something someone said or stuff like that, and it's just crazy. I'm gonna tell you my story on my body image thing. So the thing is, I thought it started when I was 14 years old. That's when I thought my whole body image problem started, when I was 14 years old. But actually, I just thought about it, and I realized that it started way before that. I've had body image problems since I was a kid, but it was the opposite spectrum. I didn't think I was too fat. When I was a kid, people always used to remind me that I was too small, too short. People always mentioned my height. It hurt me so much as a kid that I was short for my age. It was true. I was kind of short for my age, I was here and my friends were here. But now I'm normal. My friends are here. There's not much of a difference anymore. So if you are short and you have a problem with that, don't worry. But also if you stay short, that's normal. We will get to that later. Basically, most of us, we've had this problem of not feeling normal, or not feeling like we look normal, or not feeling like we are allowed to wear certain things. This is a new workout shirt that I got. Last time I would have never worn this, even to work out. I would have never worn that because I thought I didn't deserve to, because my body wasn't fit for it. So yeah, when I was small, people always told me that I was small, I'm small for my age, I'm short for my age. My brother also used to say I'm so short. And that used to hurt me so much, especially because my best friend was so tall. So she's so tall and I'm so short, one. So that's when it all started. I didn't realize that I was insecure, but I was insecure. Okay, who's the smallest one in the class? And everyone will be looking at me, and I'll try to look at someone else, because I was so insecure about it. Please don't mention anything about being small. Please don't mention about, short people, please come to the front of the line. That stuff that at school, please stand at the front. And I never wanted to. I always waited for the day where I could stand at the back. And that's the thing, when you point out everything that's wrong with you, you don't see what's amazing about it. The fact that I was short, I got the privilege of standing in front and being able to see everything that people at the back couldn't. And I guess they can, but it's over all of the heads, and I get a direct view at the front. But I didn't see that privilege. Like, all I saw was I'm short and I hate it. And that's just crazy. Like, when you think back about it, like, it wasn't even that bad. When you're like looking back on it, the pile actually looks quite neat now. I'm only like halfway through, but it's already looking good. My body image thing actually like started very bad. Actually started when I was 14. That came from something someone said. So ever since I was small, I never saw myself as fat. I always saw myself as small. I always thought I was too small. That's what people said. That's what people said about me, and that's what made me think like that about myself. I always thought I was too small or too short. But when I was 14, everything changed, guys. There was this person, I don't want to say who it is, I don't want you guys to hate this person, but it's a good person. I'm not gonna get into it, but this person kept on telling me that I was fat. This person used to poke my stomach and say that I was fat. This person used to say I eat but never exercise. And this person made me see that I was this crazy, that I just went 180 just because of what someone said. That's crazy that the things you say can actually like change. Like, I used to be insecure about being small, and now I'm insecure about being big just because of what someone said. Those words impacted me that like crazy. Like, I saw myself as being fat. I was around 44 kg at this time. This was when I was 14 years old. This is 4 years ago. I was 44 kg. And I was not fat. Like, all my life I've never been fat. I've never been like super skinny, but I was like small body and never fat. Then what this person said made me see myself as fat when I wasn't even fat. I'm not gonna go into detail. I can make another video about this, about the whole story, about the whole journey over the years. But what this person said made me go into a spiral that would affect me for the years to come. It started when I was 14, right? And the thing is, they didn't say it for that long. They only said it like maybe for 1 week or maybe like 2, very short time. I remember they just said it like all the time, but for a very short time. It's not like I was body shamed for like years, it was very short. But what this person said, and I was 14 years old, I was naive. I wasn't the person I am today. I wasn't as confident as I am, so I believed them and I took everything they said, and I started to see myself as fat. And that affected me for a long time. When I was 15, so in 2017, right, that was the worst year of my life. That is the lowest mental state I've ever been in. Maybe to you guys it's not that bad, but for someone who's never been in such a low mental state, when I was 15, it was bad. Like, I would say, I think I had mild depression, but I didn't know it was depression. It was crazy. Like, I remember I used to think one bad thought about myself, and then that bad thought would become another thought and another thought. I would just become trapped inside my head. It was mostly about my body. It just was very bad this year. I couldn't wear what I want to wear. If you see like old pictures of me when I was 15, I always wore the same stuff. Like, you would think like, why don't you buy any other clothes? Because I didn't dare to. I always wore dark stuff. This was around the time when I was 15 actually. I still have this shirt. I always wore very big stuff. Very loose, so that I didn't like, you can't see my body. I always wore dark stuff. I never wore stuff like this. I would never never ever wear something, and it's crop, guys. It's a bit crop. I would never do that last time. I always wore something that always would cover, and I was insecure about everything. I was insecure about my stomach, about my legs. Oh, my legs was a bad one actually. I was so insecure about my legs. And I remember it was so bad that even like if I went to camps, because I was a very active Christian teenager, and I joined camps, I joined a lot of stuff, and I remember like if I joined camps, I would get so worried about a camp shirt. Like, you get a camp shirt, right? Usually at camps. I know I do. I have like so many camp shirts, guys. I would get so worried about that. I wouldn't get worried about a camp or anything like that. Just the shirt. Like, is the shirt gonna be a light color, a bright color? Is it gonna make me look fat? Is it gonna, like, it took over my life. That's how I would put it. This whole body image thing, I would look into the mirror and cry. Like, I would look into the mirror and be disgusted by what I was. And when I was 15, I actually, it's at this time when I actually got my eating disorder. I mean, I kind of had disorder eating from when I was 14, but this is when it got very bad. I used to starve myself, I tried vomiting, and then I got caught. That's another story for a different day. If you guys want to hear a story about how I got caught vomiting by the person who used to body shape me, that's a very interesting story if you guys want to know. And it just was the worst. When I was 15, like I remember even at school or anywhere, like I will walk by a mirror or anything, like even at school, like a notice board that can, like, you can see your reflection inside, past that kind of thing, and always be like, do I look fat, do I look fat? And I always look fat. To me, I always look fat, like no matter what I did. Anytime I walk past anything that reflected me, I look fat, I look disgusting, I look so ugly today. It was bad. And I remember if I want to buy clothes, it was so hard for me to buy clothes, guys. Like, I always wore the same clothes, because every time I buy clothes, even though it's just like a t-shirt, I'll be like, yeah, that makes me look fat. It took over my life. I wouldn't wear skinny jeans. I wouldn't, because I thought my legs were too big for that. I also wouldn't wear loose jeans because I thought my legs were too big for that. It's just crazy what your mind does to you, you know. This continued, man, for the whole year. That's crazy. I became this person who hated myself. I hated myself. I hated my face. Oh, I hated my face. I remember, like, anytime photo taking, it was anytime for photo taking or anything like that, like, I'll get so worried about my face. And I already, like, bring myself down before I even take the photo. Before they even take the photo, I'll be like, yeah, I already look ugly in the photo. I already know I look ugly, you know. And trust me when I say last time, if I would have filmed a video like this, I would not have uploaded it, because the way I look right now, I would have hated it, and I would have thought I looked ugly. And yeah, I thought I didn't look normal, basically. That's how I would describe it. I thought I didn't look normal. Everyone else looked normal except for me, and I was the only one who didn't look normal. I hated everything about myself. Hated my hair even. Can you guys believe it? I hated my hair. Hated my face, body. My self-confidence was non-existent when I was 15. Non-existent. And when I was 16, it got better. It got better. Like, I became a more happier person. I made the decision to become more happier, actually. When I was 16, it got better. I was still insecure about things, but it wasn't that bad. I was still insecure about my body, but it wasn't that bad. And it got better throughout the year of 2018. In 2019, last year, it got so much more better. I started wearing skinny jeans. I know. I started wearing skinny jeans when I was 17. That's so late. This is how long it impacted me for. This is how much the body shaming impacted me. I wore leggings. Oh, I also tied my hair up. Last time I would have never tied my hair up. I always had bangs until I was 17, and then I decided to grow it out and actually tie it up, because I thought I didn't look normal enough to tie it like this. Guys, like, I thought everyone else could do this except me. I thought my head looked weird. I wouldn't even smile in pictures. Like, I wouldn't do that because I thought my smile looked weird. It's crazy, like, when you look at yourself in such a negative view, you hate everything about yourself that actually looks nice about you. Now I realize that having my hair up like this makes my eyebrows stand out a little bit more, you know. But last time I used to hide it because I thought it looked weird. Like, what? So where am I at now? Now I'm a lot more better. It took me like 4 years, but I'm here. I'm a lot more confident in how I look and who I am, and now I actually can smile and I wear whatever I want. I mean, like, I don't wear scandalous stuff, but I would wear like stuff like this, you know. Like, I would have never ever worn stuff like this. And the fact that I've bought so many clothes this quarantine, especially stripes, like, especially the new stuff I ordered. I'm so into stripes nowadays, I don't know why. Especially with the new stuff I bought during quarantine, like, I'm so proud of myself. Last time I would have never bought so many clothes. Like, I always wore the same clothes, and now it's like, whoa, I'm actually buying clothes. Like, I buy clothes, especially from online, where I can't even try it and look at myself in the mirror. That is, wow. Thank you, God, for, like, helping me get here, because I couldn't have done it if I didn't trust in God, and I didn't trust in how God looks at me, you know. Because how the world looks at me and how I look at myself, like, that is not the truth. The only truth is of how you, like, who you are. The only truth of that is in God and in the Word of God. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. I know everyone says that. It's very hard to believe, but when you start trusting God and worrying less in how you look and how people look at you, you will see. Trust me, I used to be the most unconfident person. And am I perfect now? I mean, like, have I gotten over all my insecurities? No. Like, even a new insecurity came out last year. Like, I started, after I wasn't so insecure about my body anymore, I started to get insecure about my dark circles. But that didn't last very long lah. But it did, like, I did have the insecurity. Insecurities come and go. You will get over insecurities, you get another one. That's normal. But just know, if you have the truth of what God says in you and who you are in God, you don't need any other input. You don't need the input of that person who body shamed you. You don't need the input of you body shaming yourself, because that is all lies. That is from the world. That is from evil. That is from the devil. You know what God says? You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are knitted together in your mother's womb. God already decided, oh, I'm gonna give you brown eyes. I'm gonna make you tall. I'm gonna make you short. And maybe you wanna blame God because I used to blame God. I used to hate God. Like, why did you make me short? Why did you make me ugly? I hated my hair. Like, why did you give me this stupid hair? I used to think that everyone else was perfect except for me. Like, guys, this is the most toxic, the most destroying and heartbreaking thinking when I think back about it. I can't believe 15-year-old Miaw used to say this to herself. I used to tell myself that I was made from the leftovers, and that actually breaks my heart when I think about it. Like, I thought God made everyone else perfectly and He gave me the leftovers. That is not true. That is not from the Bible. That was from my own thinking, my sinful heart, my very limited knowledge. That is where it came from. That is very bad. Do not ever tell yourself you are made from the leftovers. No. None of us were made from the leftovers. We are perfectly made by God. He put so much thought into making you. And I know sometimes, like, you want to blame God for it. Like, why did you make me short? Well, because He thought it looks good on you. It looks good on me. Like, I'm just so glad I'm not super tall, because I don't know, I look good now. I look good short, I guess. I don't know. He thought it looked good on you. Like, Lord, why is my nose so big? Maybe He thought it looked cute on you. Like, God makes the best decisions, and I know it doesn't seem like it, but remember that beauty standards were made by the world. So if those beauty standards didn't exist, having a small nose or having a small waist, having, a flat stomach, if all that didn't exist, we would all think we all look perfect. Like, because those beauty standards don't exist, but because they exist, that is what shapes us, right? Into thinking that we're ugly, but we're actually not. So it's very hard. I know it's very hard to learn to love yourself. It took me a long time, and I'm still learning. And to be honest, I'm still a bit insecure about my legs, and I work out and stuff to get fit. I'm not fit yet, but hopefully to get there. But I'm still insecure about my legs. I have big legs. I think it runs in the family, and even like my mother pointed it out to me a few times, and my brother pointed out to me that I have fat thighs, and it's true. I do have big legs and fat thighs. I used to hate myself so much for that, and also because I'm not curvy. I've never been curvy. So like my legs, they have no shape. Like, I'm not kidding, my legs have no shape, and I thought, they look ugly, they don't look like legs, and that's very bad for me to say. I still think like that sometimes, and it's very bad. I try not to think like that. But remember, beauty standards were made by the world. God didn't make those beauty standards, so those beauty standards are lies, okay? You don't need all that. You really don't. I think I mentioned in the 10 things I want to do in heaven video, I'm so amazed that 7 billion people in the world, and God can design each and every one of us differently and uniquely. That already points out how special you are. Like, 7 billion people in the world, you don't look like anyone else. You only look like you. There's only one person in the world who looks like you. So God put that much time into making you looking different than everyone else. So why are you trying so hard to look the same? I think that's something we all struggle with. We all just want to look the same when we're all so different. So if you're someone who's still struggling with that, and you are where I used to be, like I said, I still struggle with it sometimes, but it is nowhere as bad. I'm so much more confident now. I smile, I like the way I look, I don't hate my face. For the first time in my life, I can say that I don't want to look like anyone else. Like, ever since I was small, I feel like I wanted to look like a different person every week. Like, I would look at my friend and be like, oh, she's so pretty, I want to look like her. I used to cry, like, why God, why didn't you give me her face? Why don't I look like her? I used to look at this whoever it is on Instagram and be like, oh, I want to look like her and stuff like that. And for the first time in my life this year, I actually don't want to look like anyone else. Like, yeah, there's a lot of pretty girls out there, but I can smile, and you know, a smile lights up anyone's face, and you know, I can look pretty the way I am supposed to look pretty and not like someone else's kind of pretty. Yeah, takes time. Took me 4 years and I'm still learning. I'm still not fully there yet. We might never be fully there yet as long as we are on earth. I believe that as long as we are on earth, maybe we will always have insecurities, you know, but we can learn to not let those insecurities take over our life by being rooted in the truth that God gave us. Anything you're worried about, anything that you battle with in your head, you just go to the Bible, see what it says about that. That is the only truth. Don't ask the world. Don't ask the world, please, because the world will only give you lies. Okay, the world wants you to feel bad about yourself. The world wants you to feel alone, you know. That's how the devil wants you to feel. He wants you to feel alone. That's when he can attack. Actually, this is when, around this time, when I was going through that super bad phase, that super bad year 2017, when my mental health was very bad, that is when my house actually became haunted. That can be a whole nother video, but I believe it has something to do with that, because I was at such a mental low. I was so vulnerable, so the devil could attack me. That can be a whole nother video if you guys want to hear about that. It's true, like, the devil does attack you, especially like if you're a Christian. Arm yourself with the Bible. It is the sword, it is the thing that can attack all evil. Like, it can keep you protected from all evil, and it scares away the evil because it sees that you are equipped with truth. The devil is scared of a Christian who is equipped with the truth. That is why we must read the Bible. That is why we must know the Word of God, because then nothing can lie to us. I mean, it can try, but we won't believe those lies. So yeah, that is it. I don't want to make this video too long. And sorry if I'm talking so soft throughout this video. Like I said, it's night time, and yeah, I still have no plans. I don't know how to make more space for the new clothes. I just look at the pile. I had to like separate it because it was too tall. But yeah, this is clothes. I'm too lazy to show you, but I made it tidier. I folded it up tidier. So yeah, that is it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This Christian, what do I call this? Real talk? Christian girl talk? I don't know. Just know you are very much loved. You are so loved. Even if you don't feel love, trust me right now, you are so loved. Not to feel worthy of love, but you are loved so much. You know why? Because God loves you so much that He sent His Son to die for you. That is how much He loves you. Okay? So yeah, that is it. Good night. God bless your day, your week, your month, your year, your life. God bless you and your families, and don't forget, please don't ever forget, Jesus loves you so much. One last thing.